Hi everyone, welcome to Mani's Maths. Today's video is about the topic quadratic equations and one of the methods to solve these equations. So let's begin with what are quadratic equations? Quadratic equations are the equations of degree 2. When I say degree, what do you understand by degree? The degree is the highest power of the variable involved in the equation. Consider the following examples. If I write 4x minus 2 is equal to 0, then I write 3x square plus 4x minus 4 equal to 0. Take the next one. 7x cubed plus 3x square minus 2x plus 6 is equal to 0. Consider this equation. What is the degree of this equation? Degree is the highest power of the variable. Which is the variable? X. What is the power of x in this term? It is 1. And where is x in this 2? You will say that there is no x. Yeah, there is x, but the power of x is 0 because x raised to power 0 is 1. Anything raised to power 0 is 1. So any constant can be written as 2x raised to power 0, or 4 can be written as minus 4y raised to power 0. Y raised to power 0, x raised to power 0 will be 1. So ultimately minus 4 is equal to minus 4. So what is the degree of this equation? 1. And equations of degree 1 are called as linear equations. You have already studied it in the lower classes. Next one, what is the degree of this equation? Here the power of x is 2, here the power of x is 1, here the power of x is 0. So the degree is 2 and this is the quadratic equation. What is the degree of this equation? Power 3, power 2, power 1, power 0. So the degree is 3, highest power of the variable x is 3. So this is called as cubic equation. Then we have degree 4 equations also. They are given the name as biquadratic equations and so on. So the equations of degree 2 are called as quadratic equation. The general form of the quadratic equation in the variable x is given by ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0, where a is not equal to 0 and a, b, c are real coefficients, or you can say real numbers. This is the general form of the quadratic equation in the variable x. Now, why I have written a not equal to 0? Because if a is equal to 0, then in the equation ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0, this term will be equal to 0. You are left with bx plus c equal to 0. What is the degree of this equation? 1. So it will be a linear equation. That is, when a is equal to 0, the quadratic equation reduces to linear equation. That is why we cannot have a equal to 0. Take some examples. If I take 3x square plus 5x plus 7 equal to 0, this is the quadratic equation. It has a degree 2. This is the value of a, this is the value of b, and this is the value of c. When I say that a, b, c belongs to R means real number system. So we can say that a, b, c are the real coefficients. So if a, b, c belongs to real number system, that means they can take either the rational values or they can take the irrational values. Rational means natural, whole numbers, integers and rational numbers, and of course including fractions. Irrational numbers are of the form root 7, root 2, root 3, etc. So they can take any natural, whole number, integers or rational number as a value, or any irrational number as the value. Take one example, x square plus root 5x minus 3 equal to 0. Here, what is the coefficient of x square? 1. So the value of a is 1. What is b? Root 5. What is c? Minus 3. Take one more example, x into x minus 4 equal to 0. Is this a quadratic equation? Let's solve it and see. X into x, x square minus 4x equal to 0. Yes, it's a quadratic equation. We have a as 1, b as minus 4, but we don't have this c term. C term is 0 over here, but that does not make a difference because still the degree of my equation is 2, and as long as the highest power of the variable is 2, it remains a quadratic equation. Take one more example. If I write x square minus 100 equal to 0, it is also a quadratic equation. The highest power of x is still 2. X square plus 5x is equal to 0. It is also a quadratic equation. Still the degree of the equation is 2. But if I write 5x plus 3 equal to 0, it is not a quadratic equation. Here we don't have any term of x square. Therefore, it is what? It is a linear equation, not a quadratic equation. Now, let us see how to solve the quadratic equations. For the equation ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0, where a not equal to 0, solving this quadratic equation means finding the value of the variable x which satisfy this given equation. What do you mean by satisfy the given equation? That means that value of x which when put back in this equation makes LHS and RHS equal. Let me give you an example of linear equation to make this concept more clear. Consider the equation 3x minus 6 equal to 0. You must be knowing how to solve this equation. 3x is equal to 6, x becomes 6 divided by 3, and so the value of x is 2. Now this is the solution of this linear equation. Why it is a solution of this linear equation? Because when x is equal to 2 is put back in this equation, let us see, this is LHS, this is RHS. LHS is 3x minus 6 and RHS is 0. When I put x equal to 2 back in this equation, is it satisfying this equation? Yes, satisfying means LHS and RHS both are equal. So, similar is the case with the quadratic equations as well. We need to find the value of the variable x so that when that value of x is put back in the equation, LHS and RHS are equal. That value of x is called the solution of this equation. Now, what is the degree of the quadratic equation? It's 2. Degree 2 means the quadratic equation will have 3 types of solution. Either it can have 2 solutions, or it can have 1 solution, or it can have 0 solution. 0 means no solution. Now, why this is possible? Consider this simple equation. If I take x square minus 9 equal to 0, it implies x square is equal to 9. It implies x is equal to plus minus square root of 9. So x is equal to plus minus 3. So this equation has 2 solutions of x, either plus 3 and minus 3 as well. Take another equation x minus 9 whole square is equal to 0. This was the first example. This is the second one. It implies x minus 9 is equal to square root of 0, taking square root on both the sides. It implies x minus 9 is equal to 0. So x is equal to 9. Now how many solutions you have got? Only one. 9 is the solution of this equation. You put 9 here. 9 minus 9 whole square. 9 minus 9 is 0, and which is equal to 0. Third case, when we don't have any solution at all. Consider this equation, x square plus 9 equal to 0. If I solve it, x square is equal to minus 9. Can this be possible? It's not possible in real number system, of course, because the square of any number cannot be negative. Square root of negative number do exist, but that is in the case of complex number system, not in the real number system. So in this case, we don't have any solution of this equation. So quadratic equations have at most two solutions. When I say at most two solutions, means they can have either two or one or nil solutions. Now we will see one of the methods of solving the quadratic equations, the method of factorization. In this method, we split the middle term and make the factors of the equation. So let us understand this method with the help of few examples. Take the first one. Suppose the equation is x square plus 3x is equal to 28. X square plus 3x, bring this constant term to left hand side. Obviously the sign will be changed, and this is the general form of quadratic equation. Now, which is the middle term here? Plus 3x. What we have to do, what is the value of a here? 1. Here we have 1. What is the value of b? 3. And the value of c is minus 28. We have to split this b is equal to 3 in two numbers such that their sum is equal to 3. And the same numbers, when get multiplied, then their product should be equal to AC. What is A here? 1. What is C? Minus 28. So the product of those two numbers should be equal to minus 28, and the sum of those two numbers should be equal to 3, which is the middle term here. Now how to find this those two terms? That you have to see by trial and error. 28, 7 4th are 28, and 7 and 4, when we do something with these numbers, we can get 3 as well. So one of my number can be minus 4 and the other is 7. Why? Because when we add 7 and minus 4, I get 3, and when I multiply 7 and minus 4, my answer is minus 28, which I want. So my two numbers are minus 4 and 7. So it can be written as x square minus 4x plus 7x minus 28 is equal to 0. Minus 4x plus 7x will give you 3x, and minus 4x into 7x will give you minus 28x square. Now there are four terms in this equation, so we will use the regrouping method. I will regroup all these terms in two brackets. So my first group will be x square minus 4x, and my next group will be 7x minus 28. Can I take something common from the first bracket? Yes, I can take x. There are two powers of x, x into x. From that I have taken one power out. So what is left here? X. Minus, from 4x I have taken x factor out. Which factor is left? 4. Plus, from this bracket, second one, what can I take out common? 7. What is left here? X minus 28. from 28, how can I write 28? It is 7 into 4. So 7 is taken out. What is left? 4. Can you see these two brackets are same? These two same brackets will tell you that your factorization is correct. Now this is one of the term plus this is one of the term. From these two terms I can take out this x minus 4 bracket again common. So take out x minus 4 common. What is left? From this first term, if you take x minus 4 common, what is left? X. From this second term, if you take out x minus 4, what is left? Plus 7 is equal to 0. So the two factors of this equation are x minus 4 and x plus 7. Here we will use null factor law to find out the solution of this equation. What is null factor law? Null factor law states that if the product of two or more numbers is 0, then either of these numbers will be 0. It implies A is 0 or B is 0. Obviously, if something into something is 0, so one number has to be 0 so that the product will be 0. Now here the product of this bracket and this bracket is 0. So by null factor law, either this bracket is equal to 0 or factor is equal to 0, or this one is equal to 0. It implies x is equal to 4 or x is equal to minus 7. So therefore 4 and minus 7 are the two solutions of this equation. Let's take one more example to understand this method of factorization. So let us suppose the equation is 3x square plus 8x is equal to 3. 3x square plus 8x minus 3 equal to 0. Bringing this constant term to left hand side. Now which is the middle term here? 8. B is 8. And what is AC? It's 3 into minus 3 minus 9. Think of the two numbers so that their sum comes out to be 8 and their product comes out to be minus 9. So the two numbers can be minus 1 and 9, because when I add 9 and minus 1, my answer will be 8. 9 and minus 1, and when I multiply minus 1 and 9, my answer will be minus 9. So the two numbers are minus 1 and 9. So this will be 3x square plus 8x. I can write plus 8x as minus x. Minus x means minus 1x plus 9x minus 3 is equal to 0. Minus 1 and 9. These are the two numbers which we found. 4 terms. Regroup these terms. Arrange them in two brackets. So I will arrange 3x square minus x in one bracket and 9x minus 3 in one bracket. What can I take common from this first bracket? I can take out x, and what is left here? 3x minus, from this x is already out, so what is left? 1 plus, again I can take out 3 common from here, so from 9x, 9 can be written as 3 into 3x, so this already out, so what is left? 3x. So 3x minus 1. Now can you see the two brackets are same? So from this term and from this term, I can take out this same bracket as the common factor once again. Take out 3x minus 1. What will be left? From this first term, 3x minus 1 is out. Which factor is left? X. From the second one, which factor is left? Plus 3. Now by null factor law, if AB is equal to 0, it implies either A is 0 or B is 0. So it implies either 3x minus 1 factor is equal to 0 or x plus 3 is equal to 0. Now equating this factor equal to 0 and finding the value of x, x will be equal to 1 by 3 or x is equal to minus 3. Therefore, my 1 by 3 and minus 3 are the two solutions of this equation. If you have to check that whether your solution is correct or not, put these two answers or solutions back in the original equation. If LHS and RHS are equal, that means your solutions are correct. We can check for minus 3. Left hand side is 3x square plus 8x. If I put x as minus 3, it will be 3 into minus 3 square plus 8 into minus 3. So minus 3 square is 9, 9 3 the 27. 8 into minus 3, 24. 27 minus 24 is 3, which is equal to RHS. So since LHS and RHS are equal, that means this minus 3 is the correct solution of this equation. The same you can do with 1 upon 3 also. That is also the solution of this equation. There are other two methods of solving the quadratic equations, completing the square method and quadratic formula method, that I will explain in my next two videos. Till that time, keep on liking my content, hit the like and subscribe button, and bye bye for now. Happy maths to everyone. Enjoy.